Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and welcome to another video. And this time around, we're going to talk about the form of some of the Argentina national team players. We're going to take a look a little bit more specifically at those in the Premier League, but unfortunately, we do have a possible injury to get to. So let's just get to it. The World Cup qualifiers begin in September. Yes, you heard that correctly already. And Argentina will be playing their first two matches in the beginning of the month, and they will be against Ecuador. That one will be in Buenos Aires, or expected to be in Buenos Aires, and the second one will be away versus Bolivia in La Paz at altitude. And we're going to preview all of that in a separate video, but we're going to talk about some of the players and their current form. And one of the news that broke over the weekend is that of goalkeeper Gerónimo Rulli of Ajax. He got injured, so he left their opening match of the season in the league out injured, and we don't know much about what's going on, how long he's going to be out. Is it just a one-match thing? Will he be ready for the next match? We don't know, but it's a very interesting topic. It's a very interesting thing to take a look at, because if we look at the goalkeepers from the last two matches for Argentina, the friendly matches versus Australia and versus Indonesia, Franco Armani was not called up for those games. He was just kind of rested and remained with this club, River Plate. But the three goalkeepers were Emiliano Martínez, Walter Benitez, and the third one was Gerónimo Rulli. And now we're going to take a look at, what's going to happen there. If Rulli is fit, does he get called up? Is Benitez the odd man out? Does Franco Armani return? We cannot forget about someone like Sergio Romero. He's been in tremendous form for Boca Juniors, specifically in the last Copa Libertadores match, saved some penalties there. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye out on the goalkeeping department, but for the time being, all we know is that Rulli left the match injured. We cannot forget, for example, someone like Juan Musso, who missed the World Cup due to injury. Rulli came in, and Rulli's kind of become the second/third choice goalkeeper for Argentina. Now, talking about goalkeepers, Emiliano Martínez, his form with Aston Villa, it does look like he will be remaining with the team this season. And, he started off with 7 saves. He made 7 saves in Aston Villa's 5-1 defeat versus Newcastle United. Obviously not the result he's looking for, and not the result Aston Villa are looking for. But personally speaking, from a performance point of view, you cannot blame the loss on him. He was... I'm not trying to hit on anybody, but it was almost like a one-man mission by Dibu, and he kept them in as long as he could in that match. And also in the opening round of the Premier League, we got our first Argentine goal of the season, an unlikely goal scorer, Cristian Romero, and it was bittersweet because he prior to him scoring the goal for Tottenham Hotspur in their 2-2 draw versus Brentford. There was a clash of heads. Moments later, he ended up scoring the goal. Right after scoring the goal, he was substituted out. And, Romero did take to social media. He posted on his Instagram saying he's fine. It was just a hit and he's good to go. So that at least is good news. And remaining with the defenders in the Premier League, Marco Senesi, another one. And his situation it's a very interesting one. If you'll remember, last year he was initially called up for Italy, or he was going to be called up for Italy. He said no, he wants to play for Argentina. Scaloni called him up for those games in June, and he ended up making his debut. But really, since then, we haven't seen much of Senesi with the national team. And in regards to him, he did take part in Bournemouth's 1-1 draw versus West Ham. So we'll see what's going to happen with him. Bournemouth barely just saving and not getting relegated last season, still in the Premier League this season. What's going to happen with him? Is he going to be called up to the national team? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see, because the new list is expected to drop in about a week to 2 weeks time. And finally, the big clash that happened on Sunday was Chelsea. So Enzo Fernández against Alexis McAllister and his new club, Liverpool. Enzo Fernández named man of the match. Just a great performance. Playing a different role this season as opposed to last season. Mauricio Pochettino playing him a little bit more forward, more advanced, more up the pitch than we saw last season at Stamford Bridge. So a great performance by him in the 1-1 draw. Alexis McAllister, a solid match as well for Liverpool. Played a role in the lead up to their goal. Played a great pass in to Mohamed Salah, who played it up front to Luis Diaz, who scored. So a good performance by both guys. No one really edging it. 1-1 draw, so the points are split. Now, as for there's still another game coming up on Monday, and that specifically involves Lisandro Martinez and Alejandro Garnacho of Manchester United. They're up against Wolves. We'll see what's going to give there. I'm expecting big things from both players. Lisandro, we absolutely know what he's capable of, and Garnacho, he made his debut for Argentina just a couple of weeks back now, or maybe 2 months back now, and I'm expecting him to be called up for the September World Cup qualifiers. I think we're going to start seeing his name show up probably on every single call-up list by Lionel Scaloni, and I, for one, am looking forward to that. I'm hyped. We've got the qualifiers coming up next month. Now, that aside, obviously, we know Lionel Messi is just doing Lionel Messi things over in Miami, scoring 8 goals so far. Just a ridiculous number, but it's Lionel Messi, right? Are we surprised? Not really. Is it impressive? Yeah, it still is, obviously. But that's just a little update in terms of what's going on. It's the start of the European club season. That's what's happening specifically with the players in the Premier League. So we're going to be doing a lot more of these. This will become a weekly thing. It is in the agenda. We're going to be doing it. We're going to be reviewing all the goals, all the assists, all the news, the clean sheets, everything involving the players, the Argentine players associated to the national team, even those not associated to the national team, because we have spoken about some players in the past that were not necessarily called up, or at least not yet called up by Lionel Scaloni. So we're going to be talking about them. We're obviously going to be talking about Lionel Messi, Thiago Almada, all the players in the MLS, the ones that are with Argentina and could have a chance of being with the national team as well. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit that notifications button to be the first person notified as soon as a new video drops. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer of MundoAlbiceleste.com, and thank you for watching.